Now, a new report from the taxpayers' unions titled Fair Game, flagging down the cost of public sector taxis, shows that bureaucrats choosing more expensive taxi services over rideshare apps like Uber have cost us, the taxpayer, at least $9.81 million since Uber's introduction in mid-2014. Currently, the 28-tier one public service department spend about $9.3 million a year on taxis. That's compared to just $77,000 on ride-sharing apps. If all public servants opted for ride-sharing apps over taxis, the Taxpayers Union calculated the potential saving for taxpayers of around $3.27 million a year. Ex-finance spokesman is Todd Stephenson. He has written to Public Service Commissioner, Sir Brian Roche, and he joins me now. Todd, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Leah. How are you?
I am good, Todd. I mean, I know. Shame you can't see me because I'm wearing one of my Melbourne Cup fascinators.
I bet you look great.
I've been teased because it's a bright kind of orange feather monstrosity that you can barely fit into a car. Speaking of taxis,
right.
But I love it.
It is one.
And I'm wearing.
It is one of the things it's one of the things I miss about living in Australia because they do make a big day out of Melbourne Cup. And
yes.
You knock off work and have a long lunch and then into the cup and
I hear you.
It's quite fun. I mean, it's good here as well because obviously it's kind of the end of the day. So
yeah. I mean, so have you got any Melbourne Cup kind of things tonight?
Well, we've got a office sweepstake. So I've picked out Circle of Fire, which is a horse from Great Britain. Apparently, is good over the 2 miles and did win the Sydney Cup. So look, completely at random, but I'll be following Circle of Fire and
Circle of Fire sounds like what happens when you're in Parliament. When you're in the house.
Often.
Sitting in that circle of fire. Todd, firstly, do you take Ubers in an official capacity?
I absolutely do. A majority of the time I do take Ubers. I find them very convenient. I've actually done that both obviously since I've been in Parliament, but also in my corporate life. So, yeah.
What have you suggested to the Commissioner, to Commissioner Roche?
Yes, well, look, it was first day yesterday. All I've suggested is that public servants be allowed the option of using Uber. So not making it compulsory or anything like that, but just allowing an option. And a number of public servants, I know it's only a small thing, but they actually have raised it with me and said, look, we would be very happy to take Uber, but it is actually either not allowed, so they're not permitted to do it, and if they do it, they can't claim it back. And so it's a small change, but I think, we're all about choice and act, and so we want to allow them to do it.
Yeah, that is quite strange to me because it is true, isn't it? There's a number of departments that still have policies in place that ban their staff from using Uber or Zoomy. And do you know why that is?
Look, I don't actually know why. I think historically it may have been around, health and safety concerns. But again, when I was in the corporate sector, we looked at this about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was signed off by I worked for a very conservative American company, and they signed it off as being safe and effective. And as you know, Leah, your ride can be tracked. You can actually share your location with people. It's a high trust service, right? You rate the driver rates you. So I don't think any of those things, stand up to scrutiny now. So I think it's really just something that can be changed.
And also you can get digital receipts that show like your journey start and end point. So, there is accountability.
Yeah, that's why I really like it, because all the receipts are stored in my app. And so then when I need to go and, claim them, I can just download all those receipts and put them into the parliamentary service.
Well, there, Todd, with the likes of Uber, though, some people decry that, the people that do the driving are being ripped off, tax goes overseas. Could that be a reason the government, certain departments don't want to borrow it? They want to stick with the tried and true taxi?
Well, I haven't heard that as an argument by the public service. Look, it's a business model that's now actually well established. People decide if they want to be an Uber driver or not. They decide whether it's whether they're going to make a living out of it or not. And so good on them. So I think, let's just allow people in the public service who want to use it, again, not making it compulsory, it's just another option. I think many of them would be very happy to do it, certainly the ones I've spoken to.
And like you said, Todd, it might sound like just a little thing, right? But, as the Taxpayers Union has reported, the potential savings for a year to the taxpayers could be 3.27 million. And it all adds up, and that's a lot of money.
That's right. Look, and this is a bit of a saving, and again, we want to be able to reinvest any savings we can find across government into, services and improving our public services. So, if there are public servants out there who are very happy to take an Uber, want to save a few bucks for the taxpayer, I just want to enable them to do that.
All right, Tony, look, thanks a lot. Final, what was your horse again? Circle of Fire. Ring of Fire?
Circle of Fire.
Yes,
I think about $31, something like that.
Goodness me. Well, look, good luck. It's not in my trifecta, so anyway, but good luck.
Thank you. Well, who have you picked?
So I go a little bit crazy. This is my one and only betting of the year. So I do a box trifecta, and I do end up with quite a few horses. It's not, So I've done Vauban, which is the favourite, but in experience, the favourite doesn't always, end up anywhere. Absurd, One Smooth Operator, Sea King, Fancy Man, and Trust in You. I know she's an odd one. I've done an odd one.
You haven't got any New Zealand horses?
No, Trust in You is.
Oh, you said it's two. Sorry, yes,
right. Yep. Trust in you, positivity, and sharp and smart. Although out of the three, Trust in You isn't the best one. So
no.
But you know what?
Good odds, though.
I'm trusting in me. Yeah, and trusting in the horse. Todd Stephenson, thank you so much for being available today. Here's ex-finance spokesperson. It does seem like just a little thing, like taking a taxi. Whoop-de-doo. But I mean. 28 public service departments taking taxis in 1 year. And this was calculated in 2017. I should have even prefaced that. So it'll be a heck of a lot more now. Heck of a lot more. But it came to 9,334,755.87. And this was compared to just 77,102 spent on the ride-sharing app, Uber. So we're going back to 2017. By applying fare estimates between, say, Wellington Airport and MB offices, the report estimates that using Uber over taxi saves around 35%. And applying that figure to the government departments, taxpayers could, as I said, save 3.27 million. So there's 5 government departments that have travel policies that ban their staff from using Uber or what was the other I said? Zoomy. I've never used Zoomy, but Uber. So there's 5 government departments: Department of Conservation, strange, the Ministry of Justice, Crown Law, Ministry for Women, and the DIA, Department of Internal Affairs. So they're the 5 that have said no. If you're going to catch a taxi, you've got to get a proper taxi. Well, not a proper taxi, your classic cab, your corporate cab, or your Blue Bubble, or whatever they've got in Wellington, and different taxi ranks around the country. Little things count. And I don't know why they're not taking Uber. I can't remember the last time I got into a corporate or other cab that wasn't an Uber. It's become my go-to, and we will take an Uber a couple of times every weekend. I always tip because I just do. Give them $1 or $2. And actually on Saturday night we had a bit of a weird experience where we got an Uber for 4 people because it has, 4 plus. It'll give you how many people they can take. And they had 4 plus. So 4 of us are standing on the end of the drive. And this lovely, they're all Priuses, tiny cars, pulled up. And he wound the window down and said, "Oh, sorry, I can only take 3. And we said, "Oh, sorry, what?" And then he wound the back window down, and there was a seat, and where the person would sit in the middle was one of those raised kind of things where you can put your drinks, and you couldn't lift it up. It was a solid piece of kit. And then there was the other seat, so it was definitely only 3. And the guy goes, very nice. He said, "If you don't want this, I will cancel you. My friend goes, well, it's not the fact we don't want you or like you, but we can't sit 4 people in your cab. You said 4 and there's clearly only 3. He went, oh, yeah, good point. All right, well, I'll cancel you, no charge. And off he went. So I bought the next one and got a Tesla. Not that that's a great thing because I don't really like Teslas, but it was bigger. And we were quite big people squished in the back. So there we go.